without you. All they say is trust in what is written. Wars are made, and somehow that is wisdom. Thought is suspect, and money is their idol. And nothing is okay unless it's scripted in their Bible. But I know there's so much more to find just in looking through myself and knowing I am.
Hello, my name is Aleisha Turner, and today I'll be doing a presentation on my favorite musical, Spring Awakening. As you can probably tell, I'm a thespian. I love theater, so I figured why not? Now, Spring Awakening is a musical adaptation of a play that was written in 1891 by Frank Wedekind. Now, it was banned for over 100 years from the stage because of its accurate portrayal of puberty, sexuality, suicide, as well as just plain teen angst. Now, in 1999, Duncan Sheik and Stephen Sater got together and said, hey, why don't we turn this into a musical? So after 7 long years of working on it, it finally opens off-Broadway on May 6th, 2006, and ran through August of that same year before it finally had its Broadway debut on December 10th, 2006. Spring Awakening has changed the face of Broadway, possibly forever, with its electrical and relatable characters. Wendella, she's 14, she's confused and scared about the sexual desires she's feeling. Although she doesn't know their sexual desires, she doesn't know what they are, because she's lived a sheltered life, as most of the characters have in this musical. Melchior is a little bit older than Wendella, and he's the only one who his parents have given him information on the world and on himself and what's going on around him. And Moritz is confused, depressed. He's searching for answers, but he has no idea where to find them. And he ultimately ends up going to Melchior for help. This musical shows what can happen when there's not adequate communication between adults and teenagers. At the beginning of the play, there's a song, Mama Who Bore Me, which talks about how Wendella feels like her mother has not prepared her for the real world, and how she has no idea what's going on with herself. Beginning when Wendella asks her mother where babies come from, and her mother just skates around the truth, only telling her, you have to love your husband with all of your heart, and that's where babies come from. Yeah, we all know that's not true. One day at school, Moritz tells Melchior about a dream that he's been having, one of an exotic nature. Melchior tells him, oh, don't worry about it, everybody has these dreams, and Moritz asks for more information. So Melchior writes up an essay for him, complete with illustrations, all about everything Melchior knows about sex. This just ends up overwhelming Moritz, making his dreams even worse. One day, Wendella comes across Melchior's favorite spot in the woods, and they share an awkward moment in a really pretty song called The Word of Your Body, and the song discusses their curiosity of what it would be like to give in to their physical desires. They don't, but they definitely think about it. Moritz's troubles, he gets more confused and, more depressed when he passes his midterm, but the teachers end up failing him anyways. And so he goes to Melchior's mother for help, and to help him flee to America. She tells him, I can't do that, I don't have the money, and it's not the best choice anyway. Later, Wendella finds Melchior's journal and goes to return it to him. She finds him in a hayloft just before a thunderstorm, and they ultimately end up giving in to their sexual desires, even though Wendella doesn't know if it's right or not. In the beginning of Act 2, Moritz is kicked out of his house because his parents see him as a failure. He ends up wandering the streets with a pistol and shoots himself in the head. The schoolmaster later finds the essay that Melchior has written for Moritz and blames the essay for Moritz's suicide. When the schoolmaster compares handwritings and figures out that Melchior was the one who wrote the essay, she expels him. Wendella gets sick and her mother takes her to the doctor, and it turns out that Wendella is pregnant. When Vendela's mother confronts her about this, Vendela is completely confused. She has no idea how this could have happened. And then she realizes that her mother had lied to her. After Melchior's parents find out about Vendela being pregnant, they ship Melchior off to a reform school without even telling him about Vendela and the baby. Melchior receives a letter from Vendela telling him about their child. As soon as he hears this, he runs off to find her. Walking through the cemetery that night, he comes upon Moritz's grave and swears that he and Vendela will raise their child in a loving, caring environment. Moments later, he stumbles across Moritz's grave and learns of Vendela's death. He's completely devastated. As Melchior lies on the ground, sobbing, he is joined by Moritz's spirit. Then he declares that Moritz had the right idea and pulls a razor from his pocket, ready to slit his own throat, but just then Vendela joins them, and together Moritz and Vendela convince Melchior to live and to hope for a better world.